Okay, welcome to On Today's Ride. I'm Kieran, although it's a bit more like On Today's Walk. Well, it'll be a bit of a mixture of riding and walking. I thought I'd make a little video about Ubud, the town I've been living in for the last 2 months, or based in, shall we say. I've been off on little tours. And I'm calling this Ubud the good, the bad and the beautiful. Because the bad, well, you can kind of see it. This is the main street. And it's very touristy. There's a lot of shopping and bullshit. And what may seem like quite a lot of traffic, but I tell you, this is nothing. You wait till the afternoon and it's just gridlock. But that's the bad. But the good and the beautiful, I'm going to show you throughout this video. A bit of food as well, a little bit of a walk, some monkeys. Should be fun. Come along. Like these, there's a couple of Hanumans, like sort of markers to the street entries. That's Sugriwa. Loads of traffic. Oh, this is relatively quiet actually. But these north-south roads are one way. I was going to say one way. I mean, in theory they're one way. They're one way for cars, but for bikes, you can kind of do what you want. This is Hanuman Street, and he doesn't get a monkey at the entrance. He doesn't get a Hanuman. I don't know why. Hanuman being the Hindu monkey god, of course. So yeah, just heading down Hanuman. So I'm on this little road path in Ubud. You might call it a bit of a rat run, but it's actually a bit of a monkey run. Because on our left, behind this fence, is the paid area of the monkey jungle, the monkey forest. However, the monkeys don't seem to respect this fact that you need to pay to see them, so they're just monkeys. They do their thing. I tend to keep my distance because they're nasty little fuckers. The tourists always complain. They come here, they pay money to go in the monkey forest, and then they get too close to them, trying to get selfies, usual story, and then they get bitten and have to have rabies shots. So, I mean, I'm a little bit low on sympathy, but hey ho. Fantastic trees, and then this brings us right into downtown Ubud, and there's still monkeys everywhere causing trouble. Monkey business. Okay, Ubud traffic. I mean, this is just normal. It's just way too many cars here, and trucks, and too many scooters, not enough bicycles. But look, did you? Little altercation there. But on a bicycle, you can do all sorts of things. Like momentarily going up on the pavement, quite acceptable here. People do it on scooters even. And then this junction up here is a bit of a bitch. There's always loads of traffic. Ambulance, just to overcomplicate things. And then this is a common little cut through the gas station. Miss out that messy corner. Get ahead of the truck, and we're out. But I mean, just look at it. And this is the quiet time of day. When it's busy, it's just crazy gridlock. Okay, what's for lunch? Puteri Minang, Masakan Padang. Masakan Padangs. I might have probably covered this in the video already. Bike away. Masakan Padangs is food from Sumatra, which of course is a Muslim island, like most of the islands. So they're all run by Muslims, and they're all closed at Eid al-Fitr, which wasn't here. But basically, what you'll see in the window is just a whole load of little dishes. This one's particularly good because it has lots of veggie stuff, vegan stuff. And then when you come in, keep filming.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh.
So here, yeah. And then look at what, it's just everything. Lots of chicken. They're normally very meaty, fishy, but this one's got other stuff which I will have a little bit of meat and a little bit of beef rendang, because that's fantastic, which is this one. Beef rendang? Beef rendang. A bit of sauce.
Good, yeah.
The sauce is the good bit.
Yeah.
And we have a corn frita and omelette.
Hello, bro. Corn frita.
Omelette.
Omelette.
Omelette. A little bit of spicy.
Yeah.
Sambal.
Sambal.
And a bit of on the rice.
Curry.
Yeah, a bit of curry on the rice. Fantastic. Okay. Terima kasih.
Sama.
Wow, so good. And then here it is. So I've got a bit of aubergine, got the rice, got my omelette, got my corn fritter, got the sambal spicy sauce, got even spicy sauce on the rice, and then hiding underneath is a bit of beef rendang, which is a classic Indonesian dish, sort of creamy, coconutty, salty, sweet curry. It's good, and this plate will be probably about 30k. You pay per item. 30k is like $2. Really good. Okay, let's tuck in. Love this roundabout. They do make some incredible roundabouts here. Check this one out. Massive. Massive. Okay, this is where I've been staying the last couple of weeks. We get to move out of the old place. It's a nice little place, right in the middle of town. It's not my favourite place, but it's up a little gang, up a little alley. So it's, as soon as you get up here, it's quiet. You can hear the cock crowing. Little rooms around central courtyard. This is like where the ancestors are. Not bad in there. And then there's quite a few rooms here, but it's very quiet. Especially if you go to bed with the fan on at night. I don't hear anything. Got a little kitchen we can use. I make my coffee in the morning. And then it's a little public space. There's my bike. Bathrooms. And then... Hey. Yeah, my little space. My little room. It's probably a bit of a mess. But look, it's very basic. There it is, bed, laptop, a few things on the floor. Yeah, anyway, so that's it, it's very pretty. Okay, what's for lunch? Part 2. We're at Nine Angels. What a name, they are angels. This place is fantastic, I love it. It's one of my favourites in Ubud. It's vegan, vegetarian, vegan. It's a buffet, but it's not an all-you-can-eat buffet. I have a deep loathing for all-you-can-eat buffets, and I'll tell you why. There are only 2 outcomes at an all-you-can-eat buffet. 1, you don't eat enough. You don't get your money's worth. 2, and this is what pretty much always happens, I eat way too much. And the food's normally pretty shit at all-you-can-eat buffets. It's normally, it's just a way of getting rid of cheap food and charging people extra. So I tend to avoid them. This one though, Nine Angels and Nine Bamboo, I think it used to be 2 different restaurants. This one is a buffet, and we'll have a look at it now, but it's a buffet where you help yourself and you pay per scoop. You pay per spoon, so that's brilliant. Hello. Ooh, fantastic. It's a nice, lovely little garden as well. A little bit overcast today. Anyway, so... Hey Gus. Hey. What are you selling?
We were selling falafel.
Falafel, fantastic. Yeah, special for the weekend. Anyway, I'll get a plate together and then I'll show you what I got. So lovely the display here. Okay, so this is what I got. There's a sort of potato and tofu dish, very nice. There's some sort of corn fritters, some rice with a classic Balinese peanut sauce, that'll be good, and tempeh, man, and a spicy sauce as well. If you like tempeh, Bali is heaven. They love tempeh here. I mean, not just vegans, but everyone eats tempeh, and they make fantastic tempeh. It's tempeh heaven. I'm having a rest day. Yeah, I know, a rare thing. No cycling for a day. Well, I'm off on tour for a few days from tomorrow, so those will be relatively big days in the saddle, so I thought I'd have a rest day. But I'm not very good at just resting. So I'm going for a walk on the Champuan Ridge, which is beloved of tourists, so I've come a bit later into the heat of the morning, hoping that there will be fewer tourists with these trees. Fantastic. So it's supposed to be very pretty. It's right in the middle of Ubud. It's like 10 minutes walk from my guest house. So let's see what we... Little bridge over the river. Bit of a canyon, both sides. Might see that in full spate. Just even at this time in the morning, there's just a line of tourists here. I mean, I'll say a thing about mainstream tourists. There must be like 100 paths like this out of the centre of Ubud with nobody on. And I would say 99% of the tourists who come here just walk on this ridge because it's the famous one. So if you want to, I know people say Ubud is super busy, and it is, but it's super easy to avoid people. Anyway, I have to do my little touristy bit every now and again. Okay, so it slightly makes me laugh. I don't want to sound too sort of superior, but the famous Chumpuan Ridge that everyone talks about and posts, makes Insta posts and photos, was about 1 kilometre long. And that was it. So they come out, get their photos and go home. I have to say, it's quite warm out. I feel it a lot more when I'm walking around than cycling. It does make me laugh. People say to me, isn't it very hot for cycling? And I want to say, of course it's fucking hot. But I just say something a little less spiky. But it is hot. I mean, it's one of the hottest places I've cycled. It's 9 o'clock in the morning now, and it's probably, I'd say it's about 28 degrees out, but it is very humid. It must be 100% humidity. So I'm not the world's biggest sweater, but I am dripping in sweat right now just from a 20-minute walk in the sun at 9 a.m. So you can imagine what it's like cycling through the midday. But unless you're on a really sort of long, steep climb where you're going very slowly, when you're cycling, you do develop, you're moving along at 20 to 30 kilometers an hour, so you're generating a bit of breeze, so it is bearable. So I finished my mighty trek to the Chumpuan Ridge by coming to one of the prettiest little cafes I know, the Yellow Flower Cafe. And it's up the other side of the ridge, so we're looking back towards the ridge over these huts and houses. And then there's this lovely little spot here, so I'm going to stop for a coffee. Okay, what's for lunch? Part 3. We're going for a special nasi campur. So nasi campur means, as far as I know, it means mixed rice. So it's not a buffet. You just order a nasi campur and you get a plate with a bit of everything on. This one always looks busy. It always looks good. So we'll see how. So we're right on the street here. This is what you get. We've got a little bit of satay, rice, a green vegetable, something spicy, a bit of tofu, a little bit of chicken, some fried stuff. Looks good. I'm sure it'll be great and it'll be cheap. It'll be like 20-25k, which is pounds, $1.50, something like that. Struck in. Okay, what's for pudding? I'm sure I've done a what's for pudding before. I thought I'd better come for Chucky's famous ice cream. Coconut ice cream. I'm not a big ice cream eater. I've probably had 2 ice creams the whole winter. But I am a little bit of a weakness for coconut ice cream. So this looks fantastic. So it's 1 scoop of ice cream and it's got various sort of roasted and grated coconut bits on top. So yeah, let's dive in. A bit of coconut ice cream. Ooh, that coconut ice cream was so good. I'm very glad I didn't discover that until days before I'm about to leave. Okay, so a flat white, some natural palm sugar, liquid, glass of iced water. Perfect. I don't go to a lot of coffee shops. I mean, you can spend a lot of money in coffee shops here. They're not super cheap. I can basically buy a bag of fresh roasted beans for the price of 2 coffees. But anyway, I treat myself every now and again. So yeah, that's it. That's my little video about Ubud. Enjoy. It's a pretty little place when you get away from the mayhem.